Amazon is evil towards authors and towards readers, and now they're forcing DRM onto all Kindle ebooks starting on February 26th. That's 6 days from now. And we've actually got some information from a rep from Amazon that they're not even going to be accessible outside the Kindle ecosystem at this point. Now, this is not what Kindle started as. This was not the deal. They are terrible on a lot of levels. I'm going to get into a lot of their bad business practices here that have just caused problems over the years, and it needs to be fixed. Unfortunately, there's no real competitor. I mean, there's a few out there, and it's a problem. So what I've actually done in this instance is I've set up a new online store, which is in my description below. I've got paperback books, I've got apparel, I've got comics, and then if you scroll to the bottom, I've got ebooks. Now, a lot of my ebooks are still in Kindle Unlimited, and so I have to wait until those get out of there. I always forget. This is the problem with Kindle Unlimited, which is like you signed up for it. We thought it was a good deal as authors, and it turned out to be a pretty bad deal, is what it comes down to. As an author, you get paid less than a third of what you would get paid for a book when somebody reads it on Kindle Unlimited. It's very sad. So I've got a lot of my books on here. I've got my Terran Imperium Chronicles. I've got all my comic ebooks on here because nobody reads those on Amazon anyway, so you get those PDFs there. I've got a fantasy novel, which I actually never bothered uploading to Amazon, called The Demon's Eye. This is my one standalone fantasy novel. It's a lot of fun. I've got a romance novel, The Roles We Play, and I've got my trilogy, Justified, Sanctified, Glorified. So I've got 7 novels up right now, plus all my graphic novels on ebook on this NDM Express stores. Now, this actually does better for me. It of course, Amazon takes a high percentage. They charge you 35% and a download fee for everything that they buy. Absurd. And so we're trying to do it differently and actually get you guys reading books. And of course, these books are DRM free. You can put them onto any sort of thing whatsoever. That's our response to this right here. I hope you'll grab it. It's in the description below if you want to start reading. I think if you're a science fiction fan, you'll love Justified. And The Demon's Eye is a really fun one. I'd love to hear more about this because I never put it to Amazon, so a lot of people slept on it. I've just quietly had it in the background and just kind of not told people it came out. My bad. I should advertise things better. But read those, check them out. There's a lot of options to choose from. I'm a very prolific writer all over the map with my content in science fiction and fantasy, so it's good for you. Okay, so Amazon's long been known for its bad business practices, causing problems in authors and readers alike. Now they're making another move to change their ebooks to require DRMs, removing the ability for readers to copy downloaded files onto different offline devices. Now, for years, when you bought your Kindle, it used to be an offline device. You'd have to plug it into a computer, you'd have to upload stuff to it, and then you'd have your ebooks on there. And all those files that you had, you were able to transfer to different things. You were able to turn them into different types of files, etc. It was very useful and a very nice thing. Well, naturally, Amazon, being the evil giant it is, doesn't want to keep things that way. They want to be a monopoly and force you into their content. They're going to require that DRM on there. And it's very, very crazy. Anyone who's a longtime Kindle reader of Amazon knows the entire site operates on a terms of service premise similar to Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back. I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. Now, if I were a professional YouTuber, guys, right now I would actually put that clip into here and just like clip it in there real quick. But I also, just try to impart information. So we're never going to do that on this channel in all likelihood. I say that now. You're going to clip this now, and then when I do it in 2 years, because the channel's so big, we've got editors or whatever, you're going to come back. But I try to be an author first. And so I just want to give you my perspective as a science fiction author and expert here. For authors, the company forces you into exclusive deals. And this is what I'm talking about with Kindle Unlimited, with Audible. Kindle Unlimited is really, really nasty. And so I do, like I said, it started out, it looks like it's a good deal to put your book in Kindle Unlimited. And what happens is you've got a book here, and if you're on Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. Look at this. They sign you up. You pay a fee as a reader, and you get all these books on Amazon that you can read, like basically a couple. I think you can download 2 or 3 at a time and read the books for what seems like a low cost for you. It's a good deal, right? Well, it is. But like I said, as an author, I mean, Amazon, I have to charge $4.99 for an ebook. And like I said, they charge, so at $4.99, times 0.65. So I get $3.24 minus a 5-cent download fee also. So I get about $3 off of a book. And keep in mind, like, this is an 80,000 word book, right? I mean, how many months did this take me to write? I think like 3 or 4. It's a lot of work. It's a big full-time job to do this. And so getting $3 is a little tough. I mean, thankfully I've sold thousands of copies of this book. But a lot of people don't have that. I mean, a lot of authors I talk to sell 100 copies of their book. I mean, it's just a disaster, and they put it up here. It's tough as it is. Now, you get into Kindle Unlimited, like I said, you get paid maybe $1 for your book. So that just destroys your income. Is really what it does. Now, the argument is those people will not do things as they're doing anyway, as they're just going to read it, not read it if they're not in it, but that's it. But Amazon also sneakily forces you into this stuff. So if you want to run book promotions, I ran one last week where you can temporarily lower the price for a few days, and they run it as a promotion, right? You can't do that. You can't just like up and down adjust your prices on your ebooks like this. If you're not in that service. If you do, they stop it. It's really obnoxious. So they force you into those promotions, and then you're forced into a contract for Kindle Unlimited that runs quarterly. So if you don't remember to end the Kindle Unlimited contract by the end of the quarter, you're stuck in there, and I never remember to do it in time. So it's a big, terrible ecosystem in which they do this. Now, Audible is very much the same thing. So you've got your audiobook credits, right? And it's the same thing. The audiobook credits don't give you as much as if somebody just buys the audiobook without the credit. If you buy the audiobook without it, it's a different thing. But they also force you into putting your audiobooks exclusively on Amazon. They will literally, so I get about, again, $3 for an audiobook, and my narrator also gets $3. So we get about $6 total. And again, the narrator worked for hours on this as well. Same sort of deal. So not a great deal by itself. And what does Amazon charge for it? I can't even tell right here. But again, you're stuck in this ecosystem. If you didn't do that, if you don't go exclusive with Amazon on this, you actually only get half that. So I'd only be getting $1.50 for the audiobook, and then my narrator would be getting $1.50 for the audiobook. So you're stuck because if you don't use the Amazon ecosystem as an author, they ding you for it. It's terribly bad business practices. It really is. And so this is what we're dealing with Amazon right now already on this level. It's really, really hard out there. And then more than that, the next thing is Amazon doesn't naturally show anybody your books. You can't just know that I'm going to have books coming out or anything like that, even if you follow me. You actually have to pay Amazon for advertising as an author to get your book seen. So a lot of the revenue that I get, the $3, goes back into Amazon for advertising. I actually spend close to around $500 a month on Amazon advertising just to keep my books getting seen. It's really such a scam all the way around. Now, back in the day, Amazon didn't do that. You used to just if they noticed your book was very similar to Nick Cole or Larry Correia or whatever, and people liked the same authors, they'd show up on those pages just as a natural thing. But now, so people could discover authors that they enjoy. Now you have to pay for those slots, and that's kind of where it's at. So that's the background of where Amazon is already. Now they're going at you, the customer, right? So Kindle itself, of course, has files, and whenever you upload a file as an author, you can choose to add DRM or make it DRM free, and that's great. And so I've always put my books DRM free, and so I have a lot of authors that I know. That way people can copy them offline, have them. It's your file. Once you buy it from me, it's your file, and that's what we're doing here on NDM Express. When you buy it, you have it. You own it. It's not in any ecosystem or anything like that. But Amazon didn't like that. So now on February 26th, they're changing things, right? And so they wrote an article on The Verge about this, which was very kind to Amazon, that Amazon is killing a feature that lets you download and back up Kindle books. They make it sound like it's only downloading and backing up, but it's way more. Your e-reader. Oh, you have to just transfer over Wi-Fi. They almost swept for it on The Verge, which is very, very weird. So a friend of mine who wrote this book, The Wise at Heart, a great book, by the way, if you've not read this, fantastic stuff. Hans Schantz actually emailed an Amazon representative asking about this. He says, I'm asking if it will be possible at all for readers to access a DRM-free version of the book. One moment, please, I'm checking, he says. I have a Kindle device, and the directory which is my DRM-free book file is stored on does not appear to be accessible. No, even DRM-free books will not be accessible outside of the Kindle ecosystem once the download feature is unavailable. So now these books are forced to be in the Kindle ecosystem. This is a big deal, and people are not reporting on that. This Verge article totally glazed over this. This is huge. Amazon is forcing you to basically rent your ebooks on their service. They are now a streaming service. You don't own the stuff you're streaming on Netflix, right? And now you don't own your ebooks anymore. That's exactly what's happening with this situation. It's terrible. And so he clarified again, there's no practical difference now between DRM-free and DRM-enabled books anymore once the download feature is removed. And then he says, I know it's not your fault. I'm disappointed in Amazon has chosen to do this. I see the DRM-free option is still available for the KDP setup page. Isn't it misleading to have that if it doesn't do anything anymore? Yes, it is. Amazon is doing a misleading business practice. I hope, honestly, that they get sued over this because this is terrible. I mean, people bought ebooks for decades, and a class action lawsuit is definitely something that people should be doing about this. So this is terrible. It's a real bummer. Like I said, as an author, you're kind of trapped there. I am doing what I can to have an alternative platform so that you can actually own your ebooks on my platform here. But honestly, the foot traffic on Amazon is so huge. I'd say that my sales are about 1/10 on my platform of what they are on Amazon because people just go to Amazon. And that's something that's tough across the board. But this needs to be known. This is a consumer advocate sort of thing. I hope this information was useful to you. Check out my books on NDM Express, guys. You can get them on print. You can get them ebooks. You can get comics. You can get T-shirts. We have our Fandom Pulse T-shirt, which is awesome for our news organization, our Repent T-shirt, and our Desu Volt T-shirt as well. Got a lot of cool options for you, and really hope you'll check things out and be here. Thank you guys so much for the support, and spread the word about Amazon. This is ugly. This is something that needs to be shared out there. I appreciate you being there. Leave a comment down below with what you think. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.